Hello, hello, hello. So on this video here, I'm just going to be going over TradingView. What TradingView is just going to be the place where you are marking up your charts for you to actually analyze the market. So you would go to tradingview.com. I'll do it again just so that you all can see tradingview.com. Once I go to tradingview.com, I go ahead and come over here to chart and I click on chart. Once I click on chart, this is what will pop up. Let me go to a blank chart. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. All right, so your chart may not look like this. It's going to probably be white with green and red candles. You're going to have little volumes down here going up and down. In order to get rid of those volumes that are up and down here, right here, there's going to be something that says volumes, like mine says pivots. Yours will say volumes. All you're going to do is click the X and it'll go away. So that's how you would handle that situation. I'll show you, I'll put it up here just so that you can see. That's something you don't need. So you're going to have these at the bottom. You can just click off all the ads. To get rid of it, you're just going to click the X. Now it's gone. Now your screen might be white, which is fine. Some people like the white screen. My eyes work better with the black screen. In order to customize your colors, your screen, whatever it is you want to do, you want to right click on settings. And here is where you're able to start changing. So I like my appearance, which is my background. So my background is black. Some may have it as white. You see, that's a white background. I like mine's black. And then these grid lines that we have here, I don't have any grid lines on because they're very distracting, but you may have the grid lines on and they'll possibly, I don't have my transparency on. They're going to be the vertical lines and the horizontal lines there. This is something I always take off because it's very distracting. So you kind of want to make sure you take these off. You really don't want any of the grid lines. So now I have a clean chart. Symbols here, if you wanted to change the color of your candlesticks. Right now yours is green and red. I think that everyone should stick with the green and red until they get familiar with understanding certain things. But you can go ahead and choose whatever color it is that you like. But these are my candlesticks. And that is all to clean up your chart when it comes to cleaning it up and making it look neat. If you don't want all this stuff here on the side, you can click this button here and it'll give you more space. To be able to extend your screen up, you can do this. To send it down, you can do that. To zoom in, to see the candlesticks more, because your chart could possibly be really tiny. To zoom in, you can click this button here, this magnifying glass, and go over the area you want zoomed in, and it'll zoom in for you. And now we can get to going into the, So in order to change your pair, so yours might be on Apple, possibly. I think that it starts on Apple or something like that. Most times when you start, yours might be on Apple. So in order to change it to whatever pair it is you want to look at, if there's the most common pairs, you can get a list of foreign exchange pairs or common pairs on on Google. That way you just have the list in front of you and put it somewhere where you can see it. But I know pretty much the pairs that I'm looking for because I trade these pairs and just look at them. So whatever pair you want to look at, you just search it here. So say I was looking at Euro USD, which is one of the most common pairs. It'd pop up right here, Euro USD, and I click it and that'll be my chart. I'd be on that chart. This is a chart I already marked up. So I'm going to go back to that GBP USD that I had up since it's clear. So now, in order for you to start marking up charts, you have your tools here. These are the tools that you have. So one of the main tools that I use is my trend line. So I actually have like a toolbar up here. What that means is I just put all these on my favorites so that I can have easy access to them, so I don't have to keep searching for them. So all you would do is just go here and press the star. So if I wanted to use this trend angle, I click on the star, and now it's been added to my favorite right here. But I don't use this, so I'm gonna take it off. That was just an example. But yep, I use the trend line often. I use this horizontal line. I have the horizontal ray, something I don't use often, but I definitely use it. This vertical line I use for back testing, but I'm not a big user. I love using the arrow, this parallel channel. These are things that I use often. I use the brush, the rectangle, the rotated rectangle. Actually, I'm gonna take this off because I don't need this. I use the clips often. And I do text so that when I'm teaching people, I can text in this little box just for me to leave notes so I know what I'm doing. But okay, so when it comes to marking up charts, you're gonna wanna use your trend line to identify a trend. So you click on your trend line and draw a trend line if you identify a trend. That's how you would draw your trend line. Then when it gets into drawing our support and resistance, you want to make sure your support and resistance are zones, not just lines. So that's why you would go ahead and use your box, your rectangle box. Remember, guys, I put all this in my favorite, so I'm about to stop using this and use my toolbar up here. So once you create your favorites, you'll have a toolbar. It'll be anywhere around your screen. Just move it around to where you want it to be. Right now, I want mine to be here. So right now, I want mine to be here, so I'm going to take my little rectangle, my box, and draw out some support and resistance. These are things that you're going to learn through the training, how to correctly draw your support and resistance. But right now, I'm just showing you how to access the tools so that you're not searching for days and looking for the tools. But all that is right here. So this is your support and resistance, your trend lines, your tools, things of that nature. And also to be able to calculate your pips. So another great thing about TradingView is that it'll calculate your pips for you. So what we have here is this ruler, and this measuring ruler calculates your pips. So if you wanted to measure from here, say this is where you entered for your sell, and your take profit was down here, it'll let you know this was 253 pips. So where it says negative 253.7, that means 253 pips. So if you were in this for a sell, you got 253 pips. So that's amazing that you can actually just calculate it right here. You don't have to do the actual math behind it. You just go ahead and just use this ruler. And I'm not sure if I'm missing anything else. That's just the basic necessities. Oh, also when it comes to putting on your indicators. So one of the indicators that we do use often is the pivot indicator. So to get the indicator, you just simply click on indicator right here and search it. So the pivot indicator, you put on the pivot standard. Now your pivots are ups down here. Then we have the rules of changing the pivot. As you guys know, if you've gone through the training, you would have to change the settings. To change the settings, you can just click this middle settings button and go ahead and change the settings. It should be traditional and daily. And that's it. And other than that, to change your time frame, like as the training says, you want to start drawing your support and resistance zones on the 1 hour time frame. So sorry guys, if you guys hear all the loud noise, the lawn is getting mowed. You'd go to the 1 hour time frame to draw your, I'm gonna erase all this. To erase all this, I just right clicked and remove all drawing tools. But like it said, go to the 1 hour. So if you want to go to the 1 hour time frame, you would just click on here, go to 1 hour time frame, draw your support and resistance, and then the next rule is to go to down to the 15-minute to draw your trend line and put your pivots up. So that's how you would change your the different time frames. And that is pretty much it when it comes to using TradingView and understanding how to utilize your tools, your trend lines, your zones. If you want to draw zones, this is what you would do, and things of that nature. I use my little bubble here. Sometimes I have comments I want to leave for myself to know, okay, I'm going to get in a sell at this point. So I have my little text bubble. The arrow I use the arrow a lot for when I'm watching Easton and Cody markup charts. They use arrows. So a lot of times I'll mark my chart up just as they do, and I'll use my arrow. So you'll see all this stuff later on. once you start getting into the training and understanding, like, oh, I do see them use all these tools, and that's the tools you're pretty much going to be using as well. But I hope this was very helpful. If you have any further questions, please feel free to message me.